Well, as a group, we see throughout history, a lot of them don't always stay together.
Yep.
How have y'all managed to stay together this long, and how do y'all deal with disagreements?
I think that we've had to learn how to get into the realm of really respecting each other. It's more than just liking each other, because I think that you can go in and out alike, but it's kind of like family. You know, we are together as a family. We're transparent with each other. We try to make sure everybody is always heard. I think that's one of the things that breaks a lot of groups up. You'll find out later on that I never got to tell you what to say. No, we try to get everything out, and we try to deal in respect in those things.
Yep.
Now, sometimes that's a hard thing to do, but I think because we, underneath it all, have a culture of love, that we're able to do those things and move forward.
And it's just like a marriage. You know, they say if you make it past 2 years in your marriage, you're going to make it till about 7. Make it past 7, you can make it till about 15.
Yeah.
And then make it past 15, you're pretty much good.
Yeah.
And so, you know, for us, we've had rough spots where I would say probably all of us have had thoughts of saying, this is it, I can't take it anymore.
Done, son.
But especially at the beginning from that second 7 and 15-year period, it was also a ministry for us. So we felt like this was a calling. So times when we just couldn't take it, we feel like this is where God wants us to be. If he wants us to be here, he'll give us the strength to keep going. So
Right.
facts.
So how does spirituality fit into like your performances?
It's the beginning, middle,
Yeah,
and
it's who we
end.
are.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's who
In
we
fact, to kind of continue with what he was saying, we are very much, we're not the best singers, but we're the most committed guys in music to one another and to this craft.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got 6 guys, you know, they say the thing about the fist, you can do anything.
Right.
We've seen some amazing highs and some amazing lows in an industry that changes all the time.
Right.
And an entourage that comes and goes depending on what your last performance did. It's funny how crowded the dressing room gets when you kill it.
Right.
But we're committed to each other, and it's all submitting to him, you know, because it could be about him, it could be about all of us can get into yourself. But if you remember, all right, this dude is actually tripping, but I'm here for the group and for the good of the group, or I'm actually tripping, but we're here for the good of the group, then you keep pushing.
And once you accept that culture, it becomes a thing of when problems arise, when differences arise, you don't think how can I get out of here? You think, how can we fix this? Because we know this is the good thing.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll continue on that a little bit. The Bible talks about how when a man and woman get married, the two shall become one. Well, this is kind of like a marriage. We're becoming in this group.
Right.
When I got in the group in 2004, I wasn't the man that I am now. I
Right.
became a better man, a better father
Right.
because of these guys, a better husband because of these guys, a better performer. All of the things that have to do with the craft, but also all the things that have to do with just life in general.
Right.
You know, when I see these guys walk through difficult times, and we band together, that actually makes us stronger. You know, so when you talk about the spiritual part of it, it comes out in everything that we do. It comes out in our conversations that we're having in the dressing room. It comes out in our performances when we need to do an audible in the middle of the show because somebody really needs to get something off of their spirit. That's how we become who we are, you know?
You got to leave a little room for the Lord.
absolutely.
He said that, right?
Well, it's amazing that what sound like your whole purpose in life and music career is just unified. There's no separation between how you are as friends or as individuals, because you know at the core of everything is just you. You know, you can be with everybody, and you can be with your family, and then you can be in your career and your business things, and it just sounds all, you know, so cohesive.
But you know,
Big takeaway.
It took all these years to learn to bring all those into congruence.
Right.
Because we were people on the road, and then we
Right.
were people at home. And then-
Right.
But we had to learn that you're that same person in all of those different areas. If they're not in congruence, then there's a work for you to do.
Right.
And that's to speak to your question about the spirituality part of it. We can say biblical stuff, but your affect has to agree with it. Your facial expressions, the rest of how you communicate has got to be in agreement with what you say. So that sometimes we get in front of crowds and we don't say anything biblical or Jesus related, but they can feel and they can sense that Christ's love is there, and they can't explain it. They don't know why.
Right.
They just had a great experience and don't know why. We had to learn how to be congruent in all these different ways as a husband, as a brother, as a group member, as a father. And then it speaks to the strength of it. The core of who you are is connected with God. He's like in you at all times, walking his purposes out inside you. And that core is what helps to keep then the rest of us also together when we're not in agreement with each other.
Yeah.
When we can't stand each other at the moment. That core is what's the unifying factor is.